This week on the Island Times News Update, the Town Center Agency offers ideas for solutions to the shopping district's parking issue. Signs continue to be a difficult issue for the Neptune Beach City Council, and a long-running battle about siding reaches the Atlantic Beach City Commission. Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. Parking problems continue to plague the North Beach's town center. And anyone who's been to the shopping and restaurant district during busy periods knows you can sometimes circle the area multiple times before finding a parking space or giving up and going home. The Town Center Agency made a presentation to the Neptune Beach City Council Monday night at their workshop meeting to propose a plan that might at least partly eliminate that problem. Jay Hanline of the Beach's Town Center Agency said the Nonprofit Merchants Association had approached the council 2 years ago to discuss a plan that would include 2-hour parking in some areas of the commercial district. What he proposed Monday night was limiting parking to 2 hours in all on-street parking spaces in Town Center. Hanline said that one of the primary issues is getting employees to comply with the voluntary employee parking system that prevents their cars from being parked in front of businesses all day. He estimated there are as many as 300 to 400 employees parking in the central business district, and if they would all move to the satellite parking areas established for that purpose, it could have a significant impact on customer parking. The next step, Hanline said, is the implementation of 2-hour limits on all on-street parking spaces. That would force the employees to park in the designated areas to avoid being ticketed. Mark Remmer of the Beach's Town Center Parking Task Force told the council the Town Center Agency now controls enough off-street parking spaces to make the employee parking program work. He also said that a study conducted 2 years ago found that 68% of all customers coming to the town center were there for 2 hours or less. He added that 2-hour parking is largely about controlling the flow of traffic.
The first rule of parking is people drive to the front door and then they look for a place to park. So the people are going to drive into the town center. If we've got turnover on those on-street spaces, based on the amount of repeat visitors you have, those customers are always going to know they've got a decent chance of getting a space on street. And if they don't get one this time, maybe next time.
Councilor Kara Tucker said she hoped the city and the agency could work together to begin to solve the parking problem in Town Center. Councilman Scott Wiley asked who would be responsible for issuing parking tickets and collecting fines when people exceeded the 2-hour parking limit. Hanline said the state provides training for volunteers to be able to handle the parking enforcement, and that special tablet computers electronically chalk cars in on-street parking. Any revenue collected would go to the city. Mayor Pruitt was generally supportive of the idea, except for the area around City Hall. People coming to City Hall for city business and city employees need parking near the building, she said.
I think that we should at least not put the signs right out along the building or right out front. We might want to put 30-minute parking or something like that.
The council asked Hanline and Remmer to come back and present a more formalized proposal in October. The Neptune Beach City Council is still struggling with its sign ordinance, as at least 2 businesses on Atlantic Boulevard in the city are in limbo over what to do with damaged signs. A storm in July blew out the reader boards on the Aqua East sign and slightly damaged the U-Haul sign. Both businesses were told that they would have to replace their pole signs with low monument signs, which they've challenged. The council's had its sign ordinance under consideration for over a year, and the panel has still not been able to come to an agreement on when a sign that has been damaged would need to be replaced. The latest version of the ordinance defines rebranding as well as repair to be to restore to the same condition or state after damage, dilapidation, decay, or partial destruction. A definition City Attorney Patrick Kuchowski said came directly from the dictionary. Councilman Scott Wiley said the ordinance is good, but there might still be some areas that could be improved.
We need to get something on the books. We need to get something on where businesses can go ahead and make their decision on any kind of remodeling or doing whatever they need to do. We need to go ahead and move this on to a first read. So the ordinance that I'm looking at here, I'm happy with it. And if there's any changes or additions to it, they could either be changed or we could look at it tonight. But I would like to move this on to have the first read on it at our next meeting.
But Vice Mayor Richard Arthur, who missed the previous discussion on the sign ordinance, said that it was his interpretation that the ordinance as it was written would essentially mean that no business would ever have to replace a sign if it could be repaired. There was a lot of discussion about the McDonald's sign in Atlantic Beach, which was found to be structurally compromised when it was blown down during the same storm. A local sign contractor who's working with Aqua East said that in that case, if the sign were in Neptune Beach, it should be replaced. But the Aqua East sign was structurally sound. The panels were designed to blow out during a high wind event. The contractor suggested that the council consider language that would require replacement if there was structural damage to the sign, but if the damage was cosmetic, to allow it to be repaired. Mayor Harriet Pruitt expressed some frustration at the potential of another delay in enacting the ordinance.
We can't please every business or every, but I agree with Mr. Wiley. I think we should go ahead and pass this on first read next meeting and continue to work on this.
The council will hold an additional workshop prior to the next regular meeting on October 5th to discuss the sign ordinance. Well, two neighbors who own adjoining halves of a duplex in Atlantic Beach have turned to the city commission to settle a dispute about what kind of siding should be on the building. The property in question is 88 Ocean Street. The owner of one half of the duplex, Dr. David Doward, has asked for a variance on his portion of the building so he can replace the stucco exterior with lapboard siding as recommended by his contractor. Doward bought his portion of the duplex, which was built in 2006, in 2013, knowing that improperly installed stucco had led to a serious mold problem in the residence. He has done extensive repairs on the property and had originally resided the property with stucco, but an improper installation led to additional water and mold problems. Another contractor then recommended a drainage system behind the siding and recommended the lapboard as a replacement. However, the Atlantic Beach Code stipulates that duplexes have similar exteriors, and city building official Dan Arlington has stated that stucco is an approved building material and does not believe that the design of the structure prohibits its use. He added that a properly designed drainage system behind the siding should work for any accepted siding material. Saswata Roy is the owner of the adjacent property. Roy told the Community Development Board that Doward should have done due diligence on all aspects of the property when it was purchased, and he's frustrated by the amount of time that has been spent on the renovation. Roy said that his portion of the building had experienced a similar issue, but that it had been repaired without extensive work. Roy also added that he is not opposed to a different exterior on Doward's portion of the building, but that it should match in style and color. The issue was discussed on September 14th by the Atlantic Beach Commission, where several members said they wished the neighbors could resolve their differences amicably. But instead, the Commission has called a special meeting for Monday, in which they will vote on whether to allow a variance for the siding on the house. That meeting begins at 5 p.m. Well, when we come back, more details emerge about the upcoming Ferry Fest. This is the Island Times News Update.
Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The City of Jacksonville's Keep Jacksonville Beautiful Commission reported that the 2015 Florida Coastal Cleanup event, held Saturday, September 19th, was a huge success in Duval County. This year's event yielded more than double the amount of volunteers and trash collected compared to the 2014 effort. Officials said 663 volunteers turned out to donate 1,354 hours and pick up 15,280 pounds of trash in spite of the rain last Saturday. Keep Jacksonville Beautiful Commission Chair Chris Buckley noted that the hourly value of those volunteers amounted to more than $31,000 during the 4-hour event held at 19 sites around Duval County. Jacksonville historians and civic leaders will recognize one of the earliest European presences in the New World as part of the 4th annual Fairy Fest on October 10th. Beginning at noon, a marker dedication ceremony will take place, commemorating the French Huguenot massacres which occurred near Mayport Village and Matanzas Inlet. The marker and ceremonial event is produced through the collaborative effort between members of the Jacksonville City Council, Mission First Mayport Civic Association, area businesses, and others. Following the dedication ceremony, organizers had planned several free educational and historical presentations at the Marine Science Center, which will be open to the public from 2 to 4 p.m. The Beaches Museum and History Park is hosting the second annual Beaches Art Fest. The event will be held in the Pablo Historical Park and on the surrounding streets at the Beaches Museum on Saturday, October 3rd. The event starts at 10 a.m. and ends at 5 p.m. With more than 70 artists, musicians, and food vendors, the Juried Fine Arts Show is expected to draw 10,000 attendees. In addition to the Art Fest, the Beaches Museum is hosting the art of Heather and Holly Blanton. Visitors to the Art Fest can come into the museum and visit the H. Blanton II exhibit in its final weekend. Well, there are several events planned for the beach in Jacksonville Beach this weekend. Saturday morning is Purple Stride Jacksonville, which will raise money for pancreatic cancer research. The walk starts at 7 a.m. in the Seawalk Pavilion. Then at 9, Surfers for Autism gets underway on the beach at 15th Avenue North. The event introduces surfing to children with special needs. And Sunday morning at 8 a.m., it's the Eastern Surfing Association Surf Contest. The ESA is the recognized governing body of amateur surfing with 26 districts from Eastport, Maine to Miami, Florida, including the Gulf of Mexico coastlines of Florida and Alabama. And Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry will be the featured speaker at the regular monthly meeting of the First Coast Republican Club Monday night. Curry was elected in May, unseating incumbent Mayor Alvin Brown. He took office on July 1st, and since then, Curry has presented the Jacksonville City Council with a balanced budget that passed easily this past Monday. During the campaign, Curry said he would make it a priority to stay in touch with Beach's elected officials. Political analysts have credited Beach voters with being instrumental in his election. Sheriff Mike Williams, who was also elected in May, is also expected to attend the meeting. The First Coast Republican Club meets at the historic Casa Marina restaurant the fourth Monday of each month. Doors open at 6:30 and the program begins at 7 p.m. Well, the National Weather Service says we can expect sunny skies and highs in the low to mid 80s for the weekend, but there's still a chance of rain each day through Thursday. The weekend should be mostly dry, but the chance of showers and thunderstorms is back to 50% by midweek. You can get the latest weather each day on the Island Times, including a weather podcast. The Island Times is always digital, always free at www.theislandtimes.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter to be the first to know about stories posted on the Island Times. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.